This is Katie, co-host of Coffee with Keith and Katie. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Ryan Pierce, host of Completely Serious here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Completely Serious, where we talk about sports and have fun with great guests. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of Completely Serious. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Last time on the Gregg and Dave Show. Disabilities are also abeable. Abeable?
Abeable.
That
That
wasn't
is
in the story. That was
words. Yes, abeable.
That was my own screw up. Right there, trying to make up the word.
To pronounce that, Dave Show.
I was abeable and very abeable of many amazing feat-to-beats.
It's time for the Gregg and Dave Show.
We do have a studio audience here at the Gregg and Dave Show.
We do.
Put them behind a wall and ask them to be quiet.
Featuring Greg Watsteiner
We were just talking about spam.
and David Bobke.
I want to make sure I'm dating the right one.
Bravely bringing you the stories of the strange.
We all applaud Sweden for sticking with Trainee McTrainface.
I'm thinking of changing my name to Greggy McGregface.
What, you high?
Now sit back and enjoy the show.
And we don't need to say any more about how unpleasant that is.
Hello and welcome to another fine episode of the Gregg and Dave Show, presented by Public House Media. I am the Gregg.
And I am Simply Dave Show.
Simply Dave Show today.
Simply Dave Show. That is my new nickname, I think. Simply Dave Show.
The simply and highly technologically advanced, even though I can't say technologically apparently, Dave Show. Yes.
I'm a simple man, the Gregg.
Yes.
And I am Simply Dave Show.
You are Simply Dave Show. Excellent.
I think it's kind of slimming on me, if I'm honest, and humbling as well.
Yeah. There's a song, a country song. It's like, Lord, it's hard to be humble. But Simply Dave Show.
I don't know if I've told you this before, the Gregg, but I am the humblest person I know.
Yeah. Yeah, in your humble opinion, of course.
Of course. Of course.
Yes. Anyway, thanks for listening to this podcast that just started. So I don't know why I'm making it sound like it's the end of the podcast. But you can, we are presented by Public House Media. Where can they find Public House Media on the web, Dave Show?
They can find Public House Media at thefmedia.com. Or, I guess it could be thefmedia.com.
Thef Media.
Seems...
Yeah, I like that, Dave Show. I do like that.
Thef Media. It feels like the website's deflating if we call it that.
Yeah.
Thef Media.
Or it's media for the hearing impaired.
Almost deafmedia.com.
Yeah.
Thef Media?
But
Def Media?
we won't go there because we've right now offended another section of our audience, but oh well.
1 week closer to getting kicked off the network.
Yes. That's what we're shooting for, Dave Show.
It'll happen 1 week.
We've got a great show for you, but Dave Show, I like beginning the show by talking about records.
And not the vinyl kind, necessarily.
Not the vinyl kind, no.
Nope, we are starting with an interesting little story here, as we often do on the Gregg and Dave Show. And this story comes to us from NPR, the good, fine people at NPR. Isn't that right, the Gregg? We like the NPR?
At NPR, we must use these voices when we talk about NPR.
Yes, we like to use our NPR voices. And we're going to do so as we begin talking about our first story today. Man with the world's longest fingernails cuts them off after 66 years. Boy, that's something, isn't it, the Gregg?
Frankly, Dave Show, can I just be honest and say that I'm surprised this story showed up on our network, on NPR.
Indeed it did. NPR covering stories from around the world. And this was even covered by Ripley's Believe It or Not. Do you believe that?
don't know if I do.
Well, there we go. I'm gonna go back to normal voice. There's a picture here of this guy with his fingernails, and he's got his right hand on the desk where we can't see his fingernails because he's kind of got his fist against the desk, and those I'm presuming are fairly normal.
Mm-hmm.
On the left hand, though, he's got these tentacles coming out of his fingers,
Mm-hmm.
and these are presumably the fingernails in question. And the story reads, the man with the world's largest fingernails has finally cut them off.
Oh, no. Sounds very anticlimactic.
It's true, Gregg. It's true. The man with the world's largest fingernails has indeed cut them off. Sridhar Chilal of Pune, India, started to let the fingernails on his left hand grow when he was 14, quote, after being told off by a teacher for accidentally breaking his long nail. End quote. That according to the Guinness World Records. He is now 82, and he holds the record for longest fingernails on a single hand. Gregg, how good are you at keeping your nails clean and trimmed?
For me, it's a hygiene thing. So I try to keep my nails pretty well trimmed. Usually, I don't know, about every 2 or 3 weeks. Like I said, it's a hygiene thing. Plus it's you can, do you ever poke yourself in the other hand with your fingernail? Have you ever done that?
Oh, I've done that once or twice. I think I more poke myself in the face with an odd fingernail.
Oh, yes, that hurts. Or poke yourself in the eye or something.
You know what I really hate, though, is when Mrs. Bale pokes me in the eye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the worst.
That's a different story. Yeah. Usually I deserve it. I know that. But I digress. It says here that the 82-year-old does hold the record for the longest fingernails on a single hand. He flew to the U.S. and had his nails cut off using a small circular saw at a ceremony Wednesday in New York. The Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum in Times Square has put them on display. So I guess fingernails will keep if they're that long, I guess.
Now, Dave Show, nothing could go wrong there, possibly, right? A saw and someone's fingernails. Nothing. That's not a recipe for disaster or anything, is it?
I'm hoping everybody was wearing goggles, just to be on the safe side. But,
right.
Yeah, I can believe it though, because these are not normal looking nails. These look like they're you could probably have a colony of small insects living in the middle of these things. I mean, these are
or
thick
other
suckers.
things, bigger insects, possibly.
Yeah.
Small animals, possibly.
Yeah, possibly. That small dog from last week maybe could live inside one of them.
You reminded me of it.
Yep, and I've just reminded myself now of the ice cream dog, and I'm just going to keep reading the story to try to get my mind off of that one. Whew. It says, how long are the nails exactly? The longest one is the thumbnail, which Guinness says clocks in at 197.8 centimeters, or just about 6.5 feet long. That is taller than either one of us.
Yes, it is. Yes.
That is something else. When last measured, his nails had a combined length of about 29 feet and 10 inches, just a little bit over that. About the same length as a London bus, according to Guinness.
Wow.
His unusual choice to grow his nails out this long didn't stop him from leading a normal life. That's debatable. He is married, he had 2 children, and worked professionally, get this, Gregg, as a photographer.
Oh. Wait, how does he take pictures with those long nails?
Yeah. Oh, boy. I'm trying to think, does he use his nails as a tripod somehow?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he could figure that out, I guess that would be handy.
I'd hate to see selfies of his hand.
Yeah.
Oh,
jeez. You know what? Actually, now that you mentioned that, Guardians of the Galaxy. His fingernails could play Groot. That's what those nails are striking me as now. But anyway, You folks listening to the show probably listening to an edited version of that where Dave's show blanked on Guardians of the Galaxy for about 12 minutes. Brought everything to a screeching halt. But I digress. It says here, yes, had a normal life, but the decision to grow his nails so long did take a toll. He cannot open his left hand from a closed position or flex his fingers.
Ooh.
No kidding. That's, was it worth it? I don't know. Greg, can you imagine letting your fingernails grow to, let's say, even a half a foot on a bet?
I cannot. Like I said, I like to keep them trimmed. I like to. Plus, it helps. I read Braille sometimes, and it helps with that. It helps when I'm reading or even typing. How does he type on the computer? Well, I guess he's 82. I don't know. Does he type on a computer anymore?
Yeah, I would presume if he does, he probably uses his right hand only, which is a bit more taxing, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
And a bit more less efficient, shall we say, to type with one hand. But it can certainly be done. As a former host here on Public House Media, and hopefully she will be back someday. Nicole Kelly could attest. She could only type with one hand before she got her bionic arm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she can type with that one yet. That's still a work in progress.
Right.
But nonetheless, hey Nicole, if you're listening, hi, how you doing? We'd love to have you back on the network.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that is the story of the man with the world's longest fingernails, who does not have them.
Who no longer has them. But he did make it into Guinness, right?
He did make it into Guinness.
Well, see.
And that is something that nobody can ever take away from him unless they grow their fingernails longer, in which case we will completely and utterly forget that he ever existed at all.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if this guy who did his fingernails sat on the couch a lot. Did I hashtag nail it? Haha.
Nail it. Oh, the Greg. You are a stitch. And our next story happens to be, of course, about a couch, as our listeners, especially our regular listeners, have probably guessed. But not only is it about a couch, it's about a couch in Florida. A couch in Florida where I feel like about maybe a third of all good weird stories come from Florida. There's just something about the air in Florida, I guess. Here we go. It says here, motorists sounded horns as a crowd of strangers chatted around the surreal scene of a sofa perched outdoors on Palm Bay Road along a canal bank and colorfully decorated with all the trappings of a comfy living room. Someone brought a lamp. A woman struck the pose of a ballerina with the couch as a backdrop. Curious children sorted through the books and baskets left behind. Someone brought a small porcelain urn, still cradling what appeared to be cremains, it says. And it says on Facebook, countless photos turned up as talk shifted from the news of the day to comments about seeing the Palm Bay couch. It has its own page of the same name with nearly 6,000 followers, which the Greg, I believe, is about 5,960 more than our Facebook page.
Yes, and if you would like to follow the Gregg and Dave Show, you can follow us on Facebook.com/Gregg Dave Show. Greg, of course, with 3 G's. Dave, of course, with 1 D, 1 A. Okay, yeah. But you can follow us at Gregg Dave Show.
Yeah, you can. And it's, I understand that it's legally required in some probation cases that they have to become a fan of the show on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means, but I'm just putting that out there. Story continues. For Summer Birch, a stay-at-home mom and Palm Bay resident, the sofa and the social media-fueled attention it garnered over the weekend brought genuine joy, a tonic to a community long toughened by brushes with wildfires, hurricanes, and flooding. So it sounds like this is a kind of a nice thing here, this couch bringing people together. As a couch should, I suppose.
You know, the only difference between this and River West is that River West doesn't have too many wildfires.
That is true, and I'm sure the couch also smells better. The story continues. It started out as trash. A piece of trash, said Birch, who said she loves antiques and other second-hand pieces. But with a little love, it became something beautiful. Just like the Gregg.
Aww.
Aww. Aww. Aw, Mrs. Bale. Yeah, okay, she's getting into it. She likes you. Me, she can take her leave. But I digress again.
Maybe we should get Mrs. Bale a couch.
Would you like a couch, Mrs. Bale? Oh yes, she's indicating that she would glam it up if she did. She's like holding her arm out so she could kind of, do a laying on the couch kind of pose. She's doing like the Burt Reynolds kind of thing right now. That's weird. Whatever. Anyways, all right, we'll make a note of that.
Okay.
Couch for Mrs. Bale. That'll go into the
right.
When we've got a kitty to put money in. We'll put that in the Gregg and Dave Show kitty.
Yep.
Couch for Mrs. Bale. By 4 p.m. Monday, police became concerned about the growing number of spectators and traffic. Volunteers, including Birch, decided it was time to dismantle the outdoor living room. Now the sofa sits in Birch's family room, awaiting its next public appearance. A steam cleaning is also in its future, said her husband.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I don't even want to think about what's inside that couch. I mean, we know what's on top of it, but what's inside it? Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, that could be just about anything at this point.
Yeah.
Especially if it rained on that couch. That could get real funky real quick.
Yeah, they don't call them couch potatoes for a reason. Anyway.
There we go. Yes, I like that one for the record. They have, yes, there are talks for the sofa, or the People's Couch, as it's become known to some.
The People's Couch.
The People's Couch. I mean, again, it sounds like a River West thing. You got the People's Holiday, which is the River West 24. So now you got the People's Couch here. May turn up again in charity events, and possibly as part of a float in the Palm Bay Christmas Parade.
There you go.
So, there was a food drive that they had as well. 400 pounds of canned goods were collected. And it goes on a little bit about this as well, and how this kind of brought a neighborhood together. People of all sorts coming together, and they have a picture here of the couch and various things laid around it. It looks like they've got a crate for a dog there, and a table, and a lamp that's not sitting upright for some reason, a rug, and it looks like a rummage sale that's gone wrong.
Does it look like the type of couch that you would want to sit on Dave's show?
Well, the Gregg, no, it doesn't. It looks like a couch in a very unkempt home. That's what it looks like.
Okay. Speaking of being
there you go.
very unkept, let's go to commercial break.
This where Wumpus comes for fun and enjoyment.
It's the Gregg and Dave Show.
Hey, Dave Show, did you know we have merchandise?
I sure did, the Gregg, and it's available right now at pubhousemedia.storenvy.com.
Yes, we do. We have lots of merch in our Public House Media store. What can they buy, Dave Show?
Well, by golly, the Gregg, there's various kinds of shirts. You got hoodies, because the Gregg, as you will know, we live in Wisconsin, and hoodie season is just months away.
I wore a hoodie tonight, Dave Show.
Did you?
But it wasn't a Gregg and Dave Show hoodie.
You heathen!
I know. I wore it to a really awesome fireworks display that I attended right before recording the show. But anyway, if you want a Gregg and Dave Show hoodie or a shirt or whatever else we've got in that their store, go check out our Facebook page at Gregg and Dave Show. That's Greg with 3 G's and Dave Show spelled correctly, of course, because on the Gregg and Dave Show we spell everything correctly. And buy some MERCH from us.
Yeah. Well, you know what? People should buy our merch so that we have money to buy a couch for Mrs. Bale. How's that?
Right.
There we go.
Help Mrs. Bale out, people. That's what this is all about.
Oh, yeah. Great music there from Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com. That was Deuces. I'm going to go to his website and listen to that song right now because I'm not done dancing in my seat.
And now, back to the Gregg and Dave Show.
Nobody does it better.
And welcome back to the Gregg and Dave Show. I am the Greg.
And I'm still Dave Show.
You're still Dave Show. You're not simply Dave Show anymore?
Nah, I gave that up. Yeah, it turned out somebody else, trademarked the name or something, so...
Okay. Did you look that up during the commercial break?
Mrs. Bale informed.
Oh, okay. Mrs. Bale's good at doing that, informing people about different things.
Different things that they're doing wrong, yeah.
Right. Dave Show, can I ask you a personal question?
Well, I suppose so.
What is your Wi-Fi password?
I could tell you my very complicated password very easily right now if I wanted to.
Do you want to?
I kind of do, just to impress everybody, but I won't.
Okay. So this is a story about a burglary. We hear stories about lots of robberies or burglaries gone wrong, and this is just kind of another one of those. And it doesn't help that what the burglar did here, kind of gave himself away.
Yeah, odd story from CNN.com. And the headline reads, Teen burglar woke up sleeping couple to ask for Wi-Fi access, police say. Brings a whole new meaning to the idea of stealing one's Wi-Fi.
Yes.
So it says here, a teen broke into a home in California shortly after midnight last Saturday and woke a sleeping couple to ask if he could use their Wi-Fi network, authorities said. The Palo Alto homeowner told police he got out of bed and shoved the 17-year-old suspect down the hallway and out the front door, and then called 911. The teen was arrested about a block away. I don't even know what to ask at this point. How the heck do you break into somebody's house and ask for Wi-Fi? This feels like a screen junkie.
I'm just still trying to visualize the man shoving the kid out the door, and in the middle of a dead sleep, he gets up, shoves the kid out the door, and basically gets its fight or flight,
I guess. I mean, I could imagine he slams the door behind the kid once he's outside, and then sort of comes to and realizes, wait a minute, that just happened. That's a thing that just happened.
Right.
Very odd.
Right.
It goes on to read, officers determined the suspect had climbed into the home after cutting a screen covering an open window in the side yard. The suspect's motive for entering the home is unknown, but the victims reported that 2 kitchen knives were missing from a kitchen drawer. The plot thickens, the Greg.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
I would say you can cut the tension with a knife, but,
But you
I
can't.
don't know if that's appropriate.
Yeah, well, the knives are missing.
Right,
so.
right. Who takes knives anyway?
That's a good question as well. And unfortunately, I have no answer. I'm also trying to come up with a clever joke about Wi-Fi and knives, and I'm not coming up with it. So, I don't know, Mrs. Bale, do we have any very funny jokes that we could put in here to make it sound like I'm funny?
So a guy says to me, "Did you take a bath today?" And I said, "Why? Is there one missing?"
Fantastic. Police arrested the teen for residential burglary, prowling, and providing false information to an officer. They did not release any information about him because he is a minor.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Actually, it does note here, authorities believe the suspect is behind a bike theft earlier the same night from a backyard in another home. In that incident, a woman said she noticed a man outside her bedroom window motioning that he wanted to talk to her. Okay. The suspect asked to use their Wi-Fi network because he was out of data. The residents ordered the suspect to leave, and they watched him ride away on a bicycle. They did not notify police at the time.
Oh, man. This kid is really... someone needs to get this kid unlimited Wi-Fi or something at home so he doesn't...
Yeah. Next time your kids complain about the Wi-Fi, you tell them about this and just be like, hey, at least you're not knocking on strangers' doors or breaking into their homes.
Yeah.
This kid's not off to a great start. I guess that's safe to say.
Right.
Breaking into homes, stealing Wi-Fi, not even stealing Wi-Fi, failing at stealing Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Can't even do that. You had one job, kid.
You had one job, and now you've been downloaded into a prison cell.
Well, we are almost out of screen time for today, but we do know our Wi-Fi password. We also know that you can visit us on Facebook at Gregg Dave Show. As usual, you can find all our podcasts on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify. Right, Dave Show? We're on Spotify.
That's correct. We are on the spoofy.
Yes. And wherever great podcasts are found, you can also find other public house media podcast. What did I just say? Public media house? I don't know where I was going there. But you can find other public house media podcasts there as well, too. See, that was a classic case of my tongue getting caught up to my brain.
There you go.
And that didn't work too well. But anyway, look for all the public house media podcasts. Like which ones, Dave Show?
Oh, golly. Well, there's our buddies over at Beauties and Headcanons, who always put on a terrific show. They've been very popular on Spreaker lately. They've been getting a lot of love over there, and there's good reason for it. And
cool.
What else? You got Choose to Rise with Kim Meyer, and you got Rewritten with Julianne Condia, and a couple others coming up pretty soon. I think Your Soccer Passport is officially joining the network.
Mm-hmm.
And another one that I'm blanking on the name of right now. But new stuff coming in.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, good times.
Dave Show, I really need to find out your Wi-Fi password, because isn't it also the Wi-Fi password to the studio?
It is. It's 06122727261067BART.
Oh, thanks, man. I owe you one for that.
No, I wasn't supposed to give that password to Mrs. Bale. Oh, crap. She's going to go on an Amazon spending spree.
You've been listening to The Gregg and Dave Show. The Gregg and Dave Show theme is Take a Chance by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com.